Hello and welcome to the first ever all-Canadian new product presentation for Buick on video. I'm James Lamour and I'm going to be your guide for the next while as we take a walk through 1987. We'll be having a look at how our product has changed in 1987, and we'll be taking a close-up look at some of the engines we've got this year. As you watch this program, keep in mind that our engine story has common elements for both Pontiac and Buick car lines. Also, be sure to do the same for the Pontiac Buick warranty story that's a part of your Pontiac presentation. One big change that you're going to notice is that most every Buick has eliminated the T-type from its lineup as a model. But don't worry, that doesn't mean they're no longer available. Instead, it means that you'll now have increased flexibility in ordering the vehicle that's just right for your customer. Because all of the elements that made up the T-type, including the insignias, are available as an option package. Now, these T packages are sure to be popular options for your performance-oriented customers. Okay, let's start our look at the new Buicks with Skyhawk. There's a new front-end look on custom models and the limited sedan and wagon that includes mini quad tungsten halogen headlamps. The hatchback coupe and the limited coupe have a different, intriguing new front end that features hidden headlamps for mystery, aerodynamics, and of course, protecting those headlights when they're not in actual use. The exterior sport package is available for customers who want that extra sporty look on their two-door model. It includes black accents and moldings, as well as fog lamps and turbo hood. The interior sport package nicely complements it with black and gray decor and red accents. There's also a sports steering wheel, red backlit gauges, and an easy entry passenger seat. For the driver, a comfortable four-way manual seat is also available as an option, but helps out on the long trips. In the power department, the 1.8 is gone. Replacing it is a standard 2-liter overhead cam power plant with a revised throttle body injection system, serpentine belt, steel exhaust manifold, and a sealed timing chain cover. Be sure to pay close attention when this engine is discussed in detail later on. For stopping power, a revised brake system includes our new compact master cylinder. Buick's attractive and comfortable end cars enter 1987 with their hot-selling appearance little changed. The Somerset for 1987 features a restyled front grille with wider vertical bars for a new look. The easy entry front seats have been made standard to improve convenience. And the body-colored bumpers include amber turn signal lamps. The Skylark Custom has been decontented to reduce its price. Now, this should help you with the price-only buyer. Tail lamps have been revised with a brushed aluminum insert, and bright front and rear bumpers come standard with color-keyed rub strips. There are also some common in-car features that you'll want to know about. The standard 2.5 Tech 4 engine has many improvements that we'll talk about in detail later on. There's also a new master cylinder that's part of the revised brake system, and 9 new metallic paint colors to set off the exterior, as well as new standard deluxe wheel covers and optional wide body side molding to match the bumper strips. For creature comforts, there's the new Arc Radio line that's available, and it fits nicely into a new console that contains the climate controls, shift lever, and pull-out ashtray. The power window controls have been relocated from the console to the door for added convenience. And there's a cruise control indicator inside of the IP. Somerset and Skylark should continue to sell better than ever in '87. The Buick Century will be carrying nearly all of its hot-selling features into 1987. You sold all that you could get in 1986. And we expect the story to be the same this year. These fine-running, mid-sized customer pleasers just keep getting better every year. Their unibody construction reduces weight and saves fuel while increasing the margin of passenger safety in the event of a crash. 2.5, 2.8, and 3.8-liter engines offer the customer the choice of power plants to meet their driving needs. All are fuel injected for the best possible combination of performance, economy, and drivability. Approximately 86 times every second, the exhaust gases are analyzed and the incoming air is checked for temperature, humidity, and air pressure. The air-fuel ratio is constantly being adjusted to compensate for even the most minor changes in driving conditions. The '87 Buick Regal features a new restyled grille with thicker vertical bars to help tell it apart from its 1986 brothers. Plastisol paint protection has been added as a standard feature on the lower body panels for a longer paint life. You have to look hard to see it, but it's there. And it's something that your customers should know about because it will not only help keep their investment looking good, but it will also help with resale value when the inevitable time comes. The T package is now available only as option Y56. It includes ride and handling suspension, fast ratio steering, 15-inch aluminum wheels, Eagle GT tires, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. This is the Buick package that many customers have come to know, and you can still satisfy them with this option grouping. Finally, there is the exterior sport package that includes the unique blackout trim treatment that's becoming more and more popular. Any of these packages should be sure to add a great deal of pleasure to your customer's choice of an '87 Regal. In the LeSabre line, there's new base coupe and sedan models to allow a few more customers to step up to a LeSabre. Front-wheel drive is standard on the LeSabre, so that the engine weight is placed over the drive wheels for improved traction and handling. Front-wheel drive means a more spacious passenger compartment too. This year's distinctively new look is achieved by redesigning the front end to include a new grille with a fine horizontal texture and composite headlights that smoothly integrate the front end while providing simple bulb changing for your customer. There's also new styled steel wheels that include a trim ring and a unique center hub. 6 new exterior metallic paint colors and an optional new two-tone paint scheme. In the trunk, there's a newly designed compartment that provides storage for the jack and the tools without wasting space. The 3.8 sequentially fuel-injected Buick V6 becomes the standard engine in 1987. It puts 150 horsepower through an automatic overdrive 4-speed transmission to meet virtually any demand from the road. As a new option this year, an anti-lock braking system is available. A sensor at each wheel is able to detect an impending lockup of the brakes and pulsate the brakes automatically so that the vehicle can come to a safe stop, especially when roads are slick and slippery. Maintaining that extra measure of control often means the difference in emergency conditions. The T-Type Coupe option is also available with the LeSabre. It includes a blacked-out trim treatment, unique tail lamps, dual outlet exhaust, deck lid spoiler, full analog instrumentation, and a distinctive black and gray interior. The T package can go even further by adding option Y56 as the performance T package available on any LeSabre, or the WE2 T-Type that includes 2.97 final drive, GRAN touring suspension, Eagle GT tires, 15-inch aluminum wheels, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. A variety of exciting packages in 1987 to make this one of the most exciting offerings of LeSabres ever available. The stylish 1987 Buick Electra will be available in a sedan and a Park Avenue coupe and sedan. The limited coupe has been discontinued this year. Electra achieves a new front-end look this year by adopting composite headlamps as standard equipment. The base engine has also received some notable improvements, such as roller lifters that give it another 10 horsepower. And to keep an eye on that engine, there's a new quartz analog gauge cluster that's available. Because we know that you're dealing with an above-average customer on these models, there are also special options that you should be sure to mention. Things like our available cellular telephone wiring harness and ARC radios that are a new series of receivers with ARC standing for Advanced Receiver Concept. Finally, there's the sophisticated Riviera. Introduced last year as the ultimate in technological achievements, this year it has been refined even further, especially with the T options that are available. Riviera T-Type Option Package Y50 includes GRAN touring suspension, performance axle, 15-inch aluminum wheels, leather-wrapped steering wheel, power comfort seats, specific two-tone exterior paint, and T-type ornamentation. The Y56 Performance T-Package includes the GRAN touring suspension, a 2.97 final drive ratio, Eagle GT tires on 15-inch aluminum wheels, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel and gear shift knob. The beautiful 3.8 sequentially fuel-injected V6 remains the only engine choice for the Riviera. However, roller valve lifters have been added to increase the horsepower it puts out to 150. And a hydraulic engine mounting system reduces any vibration that might otherwise creep into the passenger compartment. The 4-speed automatic overdrive also remains standard. You are probably well aware of Riviera's spectacular graphic control center, which features a cathode ray tube display on the instrument panel. Improvements for 1987 include backlit, low-travel touch switches around the outside of the screen. There are also additional pages for an oil pressure gauge and an optional windshield washer fluid level indicator. There are also 2 memory switches on the climate control display screen, which can be set to control fan speed, temperature, and mode. A new on-off switch on the time set screen shuts off the audio annunciator if desired. The Graphic Control Center is an excellent example of Buick's use of high-tech electronics that will provide a great deal of appeal to a specific type of buyer. Other goodies available on the 87 Riv include new 6-way power seats with an articulating headrest, power recline, and lumbar, thigh, and side supports. Power Comfort 6-way adjustable seats as part of option Y50, and reversible, non-slip floor mats with built-in gripper. Riviera is definitely a vehicle for those who would rather lead than follow. Okay, that about covers our 1987 product line. We've mentioned engines and engine improvements quite a few times. And now, we'd like to go into a little more detail on power plants in 1987. So, we've gone to General Motors and asked for their top men in engines. Now I'd like to turn you over to Mr. R.P. Manning of the GM Motive Research Center.
Thank you. My name is R.P. Manning, and I'm the Chief Engineer here at the GM Motive Research Center. Most of the people around here call me RPM for short, and you can too. I'd like to tell you that we take engines very seriously here. The folks at Pontiac and Buick asked me to work features and benefits into my presentation. And I'd like you to know that every Pontiac and every Buick that's sold features one of our engines. So what? Big deal? Where's the benefit? Who cares? You say? Well, yes, it is a big deal, and you should care because your customer certainly will, and we certainly do. Every GM engine has been carefully designed and tested before going into production. And one of the nice things about engines is that we can continue to make them better and better every year. This year, for example, we've added a secondary force balancer system to some models of our 2.5-liter 4. This system consists of two counter-rotating weights to counteract the vibrations caused by the motion of the pistons. So, your customer experience reduced interior noise and engine vibration as well as a smoother operation at higher speeds. Many 1987 engines like the 2, 2.5, 2.8, the 3, 3.8, and the 5.7 liter with TPI also feature a serpentine drive belt system in which a single flat belt replaces the several conventional V-belts that had to be used before. The new belt provides power to all the accessories, sometimes using both sides to drive the various pumps and pulleys that are there. Also, an automatic spring-loaded tensioner provides constant adjustment throughout the vehicle's life and eliminates slipping as well as the need for belt adjustment. The other advantages are less complexity by simplifying the mounting brackets and 160,000 kilometer belt life. Customers are sure to like that. Some 1987 engines like the 2.5, the 2.8, the 3, and the 3.8 liter also have a direct fire ignition system that offers timing precision unattainable with a conventional system. It has no distributor. Instead, there are notches machined right into the crankshaft and a magnetic pickup to trigger the spark through the computer-controlled coil. Improved spark timing and increased overall reliability are direct benefits that your customer will experience for many motoring miles because of it. We've been working on the hydraulic engine mount for a while now, and this year you'll find it on more engines than ever before. By forcing fluid through a controlled orifice, an effect is created that is sort of like a shock absorber to dampen or smooth out the vibrations that would otherwise be transmitted to the passenger compartment. Yes, a better idle and a smoother high-speed ride are both things that you can promise your customer. Okay. Let's take a more detailed look at a few of the engines you'll find on Pontiacs and Buicks this year. We're not going to mention every engine right now, just the highlights. So keep in mind that the applications for engines can vary. I'll try to give you samples of the availability, but as with any component, you should always check your ordering guide before committing to a customer. Or you may end up with egg on your face. Pretty messy and yuck, sticky too. Okay, let's start with the smallest and work our way up. Now, how about 1 liter? Small enough? This little wonder is pretty peppy though when it's placed under the hood of a Pontiac Firefly. It's an all-aluminum design for lightness and has cast iron sleeves for durability. The simple 3-cylinder design has a computer-controlled 2-barrel carb to keep it smooth running whatever the climatic conditions. The normal horsepower rating is 48. But a turbocharged, intercooled, multi-port fuel-injected version is available that puts out 70 horsepower for those folks who are always in a hurry. Yeah, the 2-liter engine is an enlarged, improved version of the successful 1.8. that has now been replaced by the 2-liter. You'll find it on Sunbird and Skyhawk. This overhead cam engine features throttle body fuel injection in most applications and puts out 96 horsepower. A new engine block with reinforced ribbing is the base for this engine, but it is still 5 kilograms lighter than the 1.8. An enlarged bore and a lengthened stroke create a larger displacement and more torque to give more power. The revised intake manifold has longer tuned runners and a new throttle body unit for better fuel evaporation and distribution. And the pistons and valve trains are lighter to further reduce reciprocating mass, and therefore vibration is reduced too. The direct fire ignition circuit that we've already mentioned increases reliability and reduces the need for service. Phew! I think that you'll agree it's quite a list. A turbocharged version is also available on the Sunbird GT. It has a larger turbocharger that delivers the necessary charge for fuel directly into the intake port of each cylinder to produce an amazing 165 horsepower from only 2 liters of displacement. The 2.5-liter Tech 4 is now perhaps the most popular 4-cylinder engine that we make. You'll see it this year on cars like the Somerset and Skylark, the 6000, the Fiero, the Grand Am, and the Century. Over the years, it's been made better and better. In 1987, we've added the Serpentine drive belt system, direct fire ignition, and our secondary force balancer system, all described earlier. The new fuel injection unit is more compact, and the intake manifold and intake ports have been redesigned to optimize air-fuel flow for a smooth-running engine. These new changes, coupled to the proven cross-flow design, dependable electronic throttle body fuel injection, and hydraulic roller valve lifters, make the Tech 4 an economical and dependable workhorse. The 2.8 V6 is undoubtedly an engine that you've sold quite a number of with very few complaints. Century, Firebird, Fiero, and 6000 all will feature it in '87. This high-tech engine is extremely compact with a 60-degree V configuration and short stroke design, giving it an excellent horsepower-to-weight ratio. This year, it has so many refinements that it's called a Generation 2 engine. These refinements include cylinder heads and valve covers, which are made of cast aluminum to help reduce overall weight. Large intake and exhaust ports increase volumetric efficiency, while fast burn performance is obtained by locating the spark plug near the center of the combustion chamber. And low friction piston rings and crankshaft journals help further reduce the internal drag and improve economy. Also new this year on the 2.8 is the multi-port fuel injection to provide economy and performance unlike ever before. You've been seeing more and more of our engines improved by fuel injection, and the 2.8 is yet another example. The 3.0 MFI engine is an astounding piece of engineering, even if I say so myself. You've undoubtedly noticed it on the Grand Ams, Somersets, and Skylarks. Developed by Buick engineers, this sophisticated power plant uses Bosch fuel injectors in a multi-port configuration. The 6 injectors are fed through a fuel rail surrounding the intake manifold. The fuel is supplied by an electric high-pressure fuel pump, while a regulator that is located behind the manifold controls the pressure at about 40 psi. The spark is delivered directly from the computer-controlled coil into the newly designed fast burn combustion chambers for an efficient, smooth power cycle. Other items of special interest on the 3.0 liter are pivot rocker arms and a high-flow gerotor oil pump for improved oil flow and pressure, especially at idle. The 3.8 SFI engine features one of the most advanced fuel delivery systems in the world, and it was also developed in conjunction with Buick engineers. It's on the Riviera, the Electra, LeSabre, Century, and the new Bonneville. SFI positions a precision fuel injector nozzle at each cylinder and sequentially activates them one at a time during the combustion cycle. At just the right moment, a precise amount of fuel is injected. This fuel charge is checked and adjusted about 84 times each second. The result is good economy and good performance in the smooth-running, trouble-free package that puts out 200 pounds of torque at 2,000 RPM and 150 horsepower at 4,400. Phew! The final part of our engine story for today is in the raw power department. The 5-liter plus power plants begin with a 5-liter 4-barrel V8 that's available on Firebird, Firebird Formula, Trans Am, Safari B-Wagon, LeSabre Estate Wagon, and the Electra Estate Wagon. Adding tuned port fuel injection like we've done on the Trans Am GTA means a substantial increase in performance as horsepower is boosted substantially. This results in an impressive combination of efficiency, performance, and drivability to match the attractive high-tech appearance this 5-liter package offers. And now the ultimate. The 5.7-liter tuned port injection devil that's exclusive to the 1987 Trans Am GTA, IROC, and Corvette. Cast aluminum pistons with low friction rings reduce both mass and friction for less vibration and better economy. Copper core plugs provide sure starts. Ball tip push rods reduce wear on the valve train. And a one-piece oil pan and crankshaft seal reduce the chance of oil and pressure leaks. Tuned port fuel injection gets the fuel charge moving into the cylinders and provides a 210 horsepower. This engine is definitely heat on the street. Definitely right for the Trans Am. So there you have it. A bit of Pontiac Buick engine story directly from me. Us here at the GM Motive Research Center. We thank you for your attention.
And thank you, RPM, for an insightful peek at what's under the hood of the Pontiac and Buick 1987s. Anyways, that's the 1987 Buick lineup, inside and out. There's not a lot of glitter in the form of new models, but as you can see, there are numerous changes, refinements, and improvements that you'll want to be sure to tell your customers about. They need to know why we're better than the competition, and perhaps you can get together in a sales meeting and do some direct comparisons. Let every salesperson research a different competitive vehicle and then present their findings to the group. In this way, every person in your dealership can get to better understand all of the advantages that the 1987 Buicks have over the competition. I think that you'll end up with some pretty long lists that can provide you with a lot of sales ammunition. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, and good luck with Buick in 1987.